Concert Crew Podcast. We back again.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. What's good, fellas? What's happening?
Today, the 25th anniversary, Capital Punishment. Capital Punishment 25, the debut album of Big Pun, man. We're going to talk about this album. We're going to break it down, talk about the impact, talk about the songs. We're going to get into everything Capital Punishment. His name was actually Big Punisher at this time when the first album first came out, man. So we're going to talk about Big Pun, TS, Loud, everything connected with the BX, man. Everything with this whole movement. We're going to get into that. But fellas, man, this album came out on April 28th, 1998. Before this album came out, how would you describe the hip hop, man? The landscape of hip hop at this time in 1998. Before this dropped.
Did DMX album drop?
Nope,
not yet.
It's coming. Not yet though.
Damn, 98, early 98. That was right after Big died. I feel like people still just trying to find these sounds and, you know what I mean, get out there.
Who dropped in early 98 besides Pun?
It's a lot of people. It's a lot of people about to drop, but nobody.
Yeah, nobody really
none
dropped
of the
like
big
that.
Dogs really dropped. Really dropped yet, but it's a lot of people that's going to drop.
Yeah, that's going to drop. Yeah, absolutely.
This kind of was like a kickoff. Of a lot of classic material to come.
But I'm gonna be real with you, man. I just was happy to like hear some, because everything was so like once Big died. Everything was kind of like somber. You had Puff everywhere with every step I take. I think they played that.
Missing
you. I think they played that, man, for probably 2 months straight. You feel me? So you was getting hit with that, and Pun just brought it back on this, man. For real. It was, man. I had some times with this album, but it was TS. You know what I'm saying? And then I was really looking forward to something from him anyway, because that Beat Nuts joint that was one of my favorite beats that they had
off the books.
Yeah, man. And it was like, yo, man, who the big guy? You know what I'm saying? Like, he nice. You know what I'm saying? So once everything was like, he really locked all the way in on that verse and that song, and it was like, all right, let's go.
Yeah, this is actually, to me, this was like a transitional period in hip hop. Like, Pac died, Big died. It was like, all right,
what's next?
What are we going? Yeah. Who's gonna step up? We got Nas. Nas just coming off the Firm album, which it wasn't the best album, but it still had an impact because they had songs on there.
They had some tracks on there.
So that he's coming off of that, but he's still that guy. Jay-Z. He dropped Volume 1, which it wasn't. It still had the joints on there, even though it wasn't my favorite album. But then he had The Streets Is Watching also. Yeah. So he's still bubbling back in the streets. You got the Wu-Tang still. Even they dropped. They starting to like branch off and do their solo joints, but they still pop. And to me, the West Coast is struggling at this point. Death Row,
they're on the ropes.
Other than like old Pac music, Death Row is struggling at this point.
Yeah.
Snoop
was on his way. Snoop was on his way.
Snoop was on his way out. He was on his way. If he ain't already leave, he was on his way out. I mean, I wasn't really big on the West Side Connection, but that might freaks like that. He's big on the West Side.
I ain't gonna say that, but I would say it wasn't whack, but it was just because Cube was still out there and they was making songs. And if I'm mistaken, was Players Club out at this time?
That came out in 97.
That came out. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that soundtrack and a few songs and a few songs off there, and then Dub C and let's be real, Dub C and Mac 10 was holding it down for a second over there. They had a couple songs that was going that they both was on.
Dub C, nice.
You know what I'm saying?
I would say if anybody in the West Coast, it would be West Side Connection. I wasn't really like,
but
a big West Coast
wasn't to the West Coast wasn't what it was when they had that thing going on.
Nah, it wasn't.
So it was
close.
like, but to me, it seemed like everybody was just still trying to find their footing, because I don't put them too much ahead of us, you know what I'm saying, or too much behind us.
No, I mean you got and down south you got Outkast, of course, they bubbling. From ATLiens, they great come with something else.
But you're not looking at that as that East Coast rival West Coast. You know what I'm saying? You're not looking at ATL as in that light fighting that.
I think New York is still, everybody is trying to like come into their position. Like who's gonna step up? Mace is that guy. But he's like commercial, so he not really in the street category.
Yeah.
The ladies is loving.
You know what?
Mace.
98 was a weird year because I was in 8th grade, 97, 98, and my brother, my friend's brother James, his older brother Roger, he was always bumping Cannabis.
That's what I was about to say.
Cannabis was up.
You
next.
had a new.
Pun was up.
Yeah,
next.
you had Pun coming up.
Mos
You
Def,
had
those guys.
DMX coming
DMX,
up. You had
yeah.
Nori. Nori started
Noriega,
solo
yeah.
popping. You had Cam actually coming up. Cameron was coming. He was popping. So you had like a new generation
was
or
like
a new
like,
group
who's
of artists.
next?
That was like
That's
coming
what made
up.
it stronger as far as we were stronger. But
Right.
they wasn't too far behind because the songs that they was doing, because you know they bigger. So you know us, we East Coast, we gonna dig into them, them B-side songs. You know what I'm saying? Because
Verses,
you know what I'm saying, because it's where we from. But as far as radio and video shit, because I remember videos. You know what I'm saying? And during the time, especially after Big died, because not so many people was making videos, and and if they were, a lot of them was R&B and things of that nature. But it took something out of the rap game when it happened.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And the West Coast wasn't what it was, but it wasn't too far behind the East Coast. But the East Coast just had that underground, what we love music coming up. You know what I'm saying? At the time, and this album was one of them, man.
Absolutely.
Once you dig into it, and we gonna get into that.
So where would you say Pun was at this time in his career, right before this album dropped?
He was just hungry. He wanted to get out.
Yeah.
Represent for the Latino brothers.
As far as we know, but as far as the stories that we hear, Pun was already on go. It's just that the world wasn't introduced to Pun.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people was talking about Big Pun before this album dropped, especially Nas.
The industry guys knew
Yeah,
what was
who
about to
Pun
happen. They
was,
knew he
yeah.
was a problem. We just didn't know about it.
Exactly.
So I would say Fat Joe, he did like a verse on one of Fat Joe's albums, but it ain't really, nobody still really knew who he was. That Off the Books, man, that really was that was like the first good look for him.
Yeah.
And then when he dropped I'm Not a Player, that to me that was my joint, man.
Yeah.
I'm Not a Player was my joint. And at that point, I was sold. I'm like, okay, I like.
Then the
man.
visuals.
Yeah, the video
visuals
was dope.
sold it.
The video was dope, man. So when that I'm Not a Player came out, like I was sold. But overall, do you think it was like anticipation for this album?
I would say so.
I wouldn't say anticipation, but people. I think that it was being looked forward to by people that that was a fan of Pun's. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't. Was I actually looking forward to it to come out? Nah, I'm not gonna even lie and say. I'll be a liar to say that.
I'm gonna disagree with you because he dropped I'm Not a Player and then he dropped Still Not a Player.
Yeah, but we already knew that the album was coming out. If you looked in the video, it had Capital Punishment.
Yeah, but still,
under the video,
Still Not a Player brought that thing up.
Oh
man.
yeah, but I'm thinking you saying before.
No.
Them songs was introduced to us.
Yeah, when Still Not a Player came out,
once that came, it was on.
It was like
Yeah.
okay,
Oh, yeah,
it was
for
like
sure,
okay,
yeah.
I'm
here.
really checking for this now,
Yeah.
because now he got a hit single,
Yeah.
because that song was everywhere. So
Absolutely.
when that dropped, I'm like, okay, I'm looking forward to this.
Then when this album dropped, dog, I'm telling you, man, we'll get to that.
I mean, well, for me, like I remember watching Urban Expressions, seeing Off the Books, and I'm like, yo, that big dude that's rocking that convertible or whatever.
My point exactly,
like, he
man.
got bars. Like, man, that's
He was different.
one of my favorite videos. Like,
He was
that joint was
different.
fire, yo.
All right, Sean, man. You like to talk about the album cover artwork, man. What do you think about this Big Pun Capital Punishment artwork?
This is definitely 1998 with the snow goggles. I mean, it's just Pun on the cover.
It ain't much to
It ain't much to it. You know, he's just showing he's the big dude ready to rock out.
And what do you think about the title Capital Punishment? Or Capital
I thought that
Punishment?
was dope.
That was a dope play off the
That's a
name.
dope title with the laws, capital punishment, death penalty, all that stuff.
Yeah.
It was dope.
It went with his name. And I see how they tied it all in. there.
Yeah.
But it wasn't Big Punisher for long. It was
Nah.
Big Pun. That
real
Punisher
quick.
got knocked out real quick by a Big Pun.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And
I wonder why they took it off.
It made sense. Everybody's calling him it's like Nori. Everybody calling you
And then
Nori. Why am I saying Noriega? It's like,
then he said it, you know, that was one of the, around here they call me Big Pun. You know what I'm saying? So after that, it was over. You know what I'm saying?
That decision made sense, man.
Yeah, it was a great decision.
All right, man. Let's get into this. Capital Punishment. All right, Capital Punishment is the debut studio album by rapper Big Punisher, released by RCA Records, Loud Records, and Fat Joe's Terror Squad Productions. It was released on April 28th, 1998. The album was recorded from 1997 to 1998. It featured production from Rockwilder, Domingo, Juju from Beatnuts, RZA, Showbiz, LES, Young Lord, Nobody, and more. Capital Punishment was executive produced by Big Pun, Fat Joe, and Matt Life.
That's a hell of a lineup for
That's a nice lineup.
for the production.
That's a nice lineup. All right, well, we're going to start off. Track number 1 is the intro. It samples a dialogue clip from the 1994 film Fresh.
Classic Fresh.
Definitely a classic. The kids is talking about Pun like he a superhero.
Absolutely, absolutely, man. That's what it prepares you for it. It prepares you for it, man. And that movie, man, was
movie was ahead of its time.
That was a classic. It was ahead of its time, and it was showing the inner community for real, and it showed like what is. Well, to me, it showed my neighborhood in so many words, because you always got the dog fights over there. You always got the little kids that's trying to make a hustle. Yeah. Somebody with the stray dog they found. You know what I'm saying? All that. And it was just the one guy that was ahead of his time, and, you know, he had a little play. He got a beautiful sister. Everybody, like, I'm telling you, man, like that movie just summed up a whole lot of years. And for him to use that was very creative. And for them, you know, to talk about Pun in that way, it just made sense. Great opener.
Now for me, I'm taking it as like, you know, being like the art comic book guy. And, you know, he talking about all them cosmic powers ain't shit. Talking about X-Men and Wolverine and Cyclops. He's like, yo, big Punisher, which is Punisher with like, that's cool and all, but I got these guns. I'm hit you with these bullets. You know what I'm saying? This ammo I'm gonna throw at you. And I thought that was dope. Like, to me, that really set the tone of the album.
Yeah, and it kind of turned him into, he was already a big guy, and it kind of made him a larger than life kind of character, Big Punisher. Like, you know what I'm saying?
All you niggas going down. Punisher taking the ass out.
Spider-Man.
Bang, bang, bang.
That was dope, man. So it kind of set the stage for like that. I like that joint. All right, track number 2, Beware, produced by Juju.
I give you
from
fair
Beatnuts.
warning. Beware.
R.I.P. the Prodigy.
R.I.P. the Prodigy, man. Took the words right out of my mouth, man.
That's a hell of a sample.
This the introduction to New York, man. This is letting you know this is a New York album. I'm telling you right now. This is this joint. Then that beat joint. Beware.
Yeah, that Prodigy sample's dope.
Then it's like the whole Loud Records, both artists on Loud. That's dope, man.
And he really just letting everybody know, like, I'm coming. I'm here. I'm coming.
Let's go.
Get ready.
Let's go.
I gave you fair warning. Beware.
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm here now.
Yes.
He going in, man.
Man, that joint goes.
What you thought, Pun?
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Track number 3, Super Lyrical, produced by Rockwilder, feature Black Thought.
This is another one of them tracks where they going back and forth and everybody saying,
Da-dun.
yeah, this joint.
Now, let me be honest with you on this one. As great as we say that Black Thought is as a lyricist,
He couldn't fuck with Pun.
I thought he was light on here.
Yeah,
I thought
he couldn't fuck with
light
Pun.
Pun killed this track.
Yeah,
Couldn't fuck with Pun,
definitely
nigga.
Pun killed
Pun
this
was
track.
on a different level with this one.
I'm not saying, I don't know if that was a light day for Black Thought or what, but all I know is Big Pun killed this song lyrically,
absolutely.
man.
Absolutely.
And Black Thought was just like, okay, it wasn't whack, but it was compared to Big Pun.
Big Pun went all the way in. For real.
And they got the they have the Biggie and Cannabis mixed into the chorus.
Yeah.
Biggie lyrically, I'm supposed to represent. And but Black Thought, man, I thought it was kind of light. Honestly, and I like Black Thought.
It wasn't like light, but it was.
No,
but
it wasn't like whack. It wasn't
yeah.
like whack. Like it's just Pun killed it so much.
Yeah.
It was like, damn, Black Thought, like Big Pun killed.
Yeah.
He killed both. I think like the second verse, he really he really went in. It
Pun
don't-
that dude.
But it was dope though. But even to have Black Thought on your track, he like, yo, I'm going to show you how I get busy.
Yeah.
I think that was strategic. Like, yeah, Black Thought is known as a lyricist. All right, let me get him on here, man.
But now it's like the total opposite. Like Black Thoughts on your song, you know you about to get ate up. Like it's just
Yeah.
a no brainer.
This early thought.
Yeah.
But Big Pun wasn't scared though.
This early thought.
Early thought. Yeah.
This early
Yeah.
thought.
You know it's a rap.
Yeah.
Yo, and then at the end they got the Rocky sample.
Yeah.
With
Yep.
Adrian.
Yeah.
You can't win.
You can't
Suicide.
win.
Yeah,
It's
that was-
suicide. I
See
like
how
that.
strong he is?
See how strong he is? That's also just
Yeah.
making Big Pun a larger than life
Yeah.
character. Yeah, you can't win.
That was when she was talking about Mr. T.
Yeah, that was dope, man. Track number 4, we got Taster's Choice Skit. This is Pun who with two females. They
Yeah.
talking
This
crazy.
be some bullshit. And that's what was so interesting because you got them talking Spanish. I don't know no Spanish. It's just make it like, damn man, he talking slick to him too. You know what I'm saying?
Here, you eat her out.
Like, stop it.
And then that leads right into track number 5. Still Not a Player, produced by Nobody, featuring
Trent
Joe.
Joe.
This the second single. This is a hit.
That beat
Classic.
was crazy.
This song was everywhere.
Yeah.
Doom, 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 doom.
This joint definitely
TS.
You know where they get that little tap from? That little tap that's in the beat?
what's that?
That
What?
little tap that be in the beat. They got that from Paper Thin. MC Light. That little tap
Don't
in the
wanna
back.
be a player no more. I ain't a player, and he changed it from the original single. I ain't a player. I just crush a lot.
Yeah.
Because it's more radio friendly. Whew. Like a bunny
man, my
began
dick
the
with
back
6
stand
rules.
the back. I don't discriminate.
Yeah.
I regulate. Let me say that.
Yo, like this single brought out all my Spanish brothers.
This
Like,
was
yo,
huge.
we here
It's a
now.
guaranteed dance floor
This
joint.
is hitting the dance floor. Like, yo, this when you go back to like them songs of the 90s, that's like them stamp
Yeah, stand
songs.
out, yeah.
Like I remember back when we was talking about last year, we were talking about the Camp Low episode, and
Yeah,
and this is it. This is another one of them songs that's
yeah.
like a 90s party. Like anthem,
Feel good,
like,
have fun song.
You throw this song on, everybody happy, everybody get their little step on.
And the
This-
bars is there too. He
Yes.
ain't sleeping on the
Yes,
Yep.
bars.
absolutely.
Yeah.
The ladies love this song.
Yeah, absolutely.
They love this
Yeah.
song, man.
Yeah, at the end, he got
Yeah.
the Boica.
Oh, and another
Yeah.
straight target to the Spanish community.
Hell
That
yeah.
was
Absolutely.
big, man.
Bring that market
Absolutely.
in, man. That's hip hop. But you know what?
See what you see what Joe did. Joe said, "Shit, I'm going to give him side. You
Yo,
go to my
yeah.
side."
Right.
Call me Big
That was a big look for Joe too, man.
Yeah.
Big look for Joe, the R&B artist, man.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
was
yeah,
a big
yeah,
look.
Joe, the R&B,
yeah, that
yeah.
was a big look for Joe. 'Cause that song was everywhere.
Yeah.
This is a big
And
crossover.
that chorus. Hot tub,
Bubbly, man, in the spot, love at the stream and punish me. And it don't stop. Let the pun get wicked. And I hit it. Even Luke be like, don't stop, get it.
Everybody know that, man.
Everybody, man. That's a good, well-known song.
Yeah.
Guaranteed banger.
Yo, he was killing that. Yo, this song was Yo, this song was such a massive
Yeah,
hit,
that-
man.
Yeah.
This song was crazy.
Yeah,
man.
the video with the scooter.
Yeah, he was on a big
I know,
scooter,
yeah.
shaking the scooter. he was a big boy.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
They was having fun though,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Fat Joe and back of him with the umbrella,
Yeah.
man. Like that's
Yeah.
he letting them know, like,
He-
yo,
he's
this is my
next.
guy. Like
Yeah,
this
that's
is the
it.
guy. I
He
got
the
him.
boss.
I got
He's
him.
up.
Didn't he turn off the lights and then everybody came outside the clubs?
Yeah.
Killed the power.
That was-
Yo, man, me
that video
and
was
40,
everywhere.
Jules and them cousins that used to work at Lacey's. The one that cooked the fingers. You know 40, nigga. Don't act like you don't know 40. Me and 40.
$3 worth for wing.
This
$3 worth
one,
for chicken
I was
fingers.
blowing around this time. This one, Clearfield was jumping. Clearfield was up Philly. They used to have the clear bags. They sell 20s, and that used to have a staple in them. It was straight gas back then. Me and 40 had the Black Pro 2-seater joint with the red line on it. Look like he tried to make his joint look like Michael Knight. You know what I'm saying? The Knight Rider.
Night Rider.
Yo, we used to take that joint, man. We put so many miles on his car going up there, man. This was the album. This album was the ride up.
This album was crazy, man.
This album was the ride up, bro. No bullshit.
Track number 6, man, we got the Intermission produced by Mike Zulu. This is like a real quick, like, musical.
I wish I'd have got some bars over that, though.
Some bars on it, so
because that was a nice, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was just in and out.
It sounded like something was about to come and he was going to start running because the way he introduced himself into the tracks, he come out spitting from the rip.
He do.
Except for the Not a Player joint.
Yeah,
but besides that, like, that's why it sounded like that for Black Thought. He came out burning. So Black Thought, fucking for time. It was like this. he was linking. That gap opened up like this. I'm telling you, dog.
Damn.
All right, track number 7, we got The Dream Shatterer produced by Domingo.
See, and this is one of them songs. Soon as it come on,
Just crazy.
he goes
Yo,
in.
he goes
Up
in
tempo
lyrically.
pun when
He
he's
goes-
going.
That's what I'm saying.
Man, he goes in lyrically.
My point exactly.
There's actually another version of this song that was on the Endangered Species album where he would rap. It was the same lyrics, but he rapped on Black Rob's "I Dare You" beat to this same song. It's like an alternate version, and that sounds dope too.
You got the sample in the middle. When you awaken,
Your manhood, when you're waking, your manhood to be taken, faking
Straight
like you saying when
violation.
I'm the rapper and the domination.
When you awaken, your manhood to be taken. That's
Faking
straight
like he's
violation.
Satan when I'm a rapper abomination.
Yeah,
Yo,
that's
he
crazy.
destroys this song
Yeah.
lyrically, man. Whew. Destroys this song. This is pun bars at its best.
Absolutely.
It's what made him so unique. The way he rapped, he had a different
The
style.
way he
man.
introduces himself on the track. If it's not nothing that's for the females and he coming in smoothly, he coming in hard. Think about it. John Blaze.
Man, I can't wait till we talk about that on the hip hop
Said,
posse.
even if I
'cause-
spit
Oh,
out
my
shit,
goodness.
shit on you.
Whew, he killed
Damn.
that. Track number 8, "Punish Me," produced by Frank Nitty, featuring Miss Jones from Hot 97 at
Remember
the
Miss
time.
Jones back in the day?
Yeah, Miss Jones was
Sugar Hill.
Yeah,
What?
Sugar. Miss Jones was a hot commodity.
Yes, she
And
was.
and
They used to say
didn't-
she was the fake Mary.
and she didn't really do a lot of features neither. So, like, getting her on there, this is definitely a song for the ladies.
Nice cosign.
But she sounded good on this song,
Yeah.
man. And I was thinking, like, this song, if they wanted to push this
could've
song,
really pushed it.
it could have been. This could have been a single.
Come back, come back, come back, come back
me.
to me.
Punisher, punish me. Yeah, this song, if they wanted to, this song could have been a single.
Yep,
this
I
song
agree.
could have easily been a single, and it would have hit with the ladies. But it was a good look for Miss Jones, and he did his thing, man. He did what he
I
was
agree.
supposed to do, man.
Good song to his wife. His girl.
Definitely a song for the ladies, man. Track number 9, Packing the Mac Part 1 skit.
Packing the Mac in the back of the act.
No, that's the second one. This is the first one.
Back of the Mac in the back of the act.
This is when he just roll up to the block and he shoot it up. And,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
and,
yeah,
and,
yeah.
and the young boy's like, "Thanks, pun." He's like, "How old are you? 14?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, man, get out of here." He's like, "Thanks, pun."
Ain't nobody see shit.
Yeah, that goes right into track number 10. "You Ain't a Killer," produced by Young Lord. Another one where he going here lyrically. "You ain't a killer."
Yeah, Pump was on some shit. Yeah.
Disrespectful, man. But it was
We
that
up the
New
Cali
York
on my-
sound,
we up the
man.
Cali on my real niggas cherry chalk. Right? He was going, yoo-hoo. He going in on here, man. Like lyrically, boy. Woo. Pump was
Yes.
a problem, man. "You Ain't a Killer." Shoot. And then
Yeah,
this
this
goes
was
in
dope.
this goes into track number 11, "Packing the Mac Part 2 skit. This is when they go packing the Mac in the back of the act, packing the Mac in the back of the act, packing the Mac in the back of the act, packing the Mac in the back of the act.
Yo, like
He had humor too, man. That was
Very,
good.
like-
Absolutely.
this
Absolutely.
definitely shows like a whole nother side.
So
of
it
him.
wasn't like always hard.
Serious,
Even
yeah.
through his bars, sometimes his bars was
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it was.
yeah.
It wasn't always hard. It was like
Yeah.
playful at times. That helped, man. Showing personality, man. Always not just about just rapping all the time.
Well, they were saying that Pun always like to joke on people and stuff and play practical jokes.
I did
so this
hear
is
that.
this is
I did
definitely
hear that.
right up his alley.
So you got to
showing-
see his
showing
personality.
that side of him.
Yeah.
So,
Track number 12, "Caribbean Connection," produced by Young Lord, featuring Wyclef Jean. Yeah.
I like Wyclef's bars on this song. I hate them songs. Alright, yo.
This nigga is crazy.
I'm serious, yo. Your shit's not that bad. Wyclef did it, yo.
Stop it, Sean. You got to
You
stop.
like his bars?
man.
I didn't like this beat for one. It started off-
Absolutely not.
This
Wyclef.
beat, and no, I ain't going front. But Wyclef was hot at this time. The Foodies and
Yeah,
Wyclef
He was. He
hot. And
was.
but this is
but
a,
for bars,
this is a Wyclef song, though.
was
This is
Wyclef hot
this is
for
a-
bars?
Nah.
Okay, all right. Come on, Sean.
Yo, he had a nice verse on here.
This is a Wyclef beat, but they playing this song in the beginning of the You Came Up video. He rapped
Yeah.
into this song for a little bit, but this was not my favorite, man. But it definitely is a Wyclef song. This is a Wyclef. This is called Caribbean Connection. I get it,
Yeah.
but this is more a Wyclef sound to me. Listening to it, this is a
Something off the
Wyclef.
carnival.
Yeah, exactly. Something off the carnival for sure. It may have been.
Yep.
He may have took it from the carnival for
They
real.
should have
for
left
real.
that shit on the carnival. For real.
Track number 13, Glamour Life, produced by LES, featuring Cuban Link, Fat Joe, Armageddon, and Triple Sage. This is like a Terror Squad.
Posse cut.
Cuban Link
Yes.
killed this shit.
Yes.
Oh my goodness,
Yes.
he killed that.
This made you start checking like,
Oh,
this
man.
Cuban Link guy, he's in that clique too?
He
Who
can
is
rap.
he?
It's actually Fat Joe and the Terror Squad because they was named the Terror Squad at this time.
Yeah.
So Cuban Link and them, but also Cuban Link is on the song.
Yeah,
but
he rap
yeah.
first. He goes in. He starts the
Yeah.
song off. He goes in, man.
What y'all think about the beat?
This wasn't really a beat. This is like the Glamour Life. The beat wasn't like nothing hard.
Yeah, that beat.
I like the beat, but this is more like the bars they
the
barred
bars
on
is more
here.
important,
Like
yeah.
the beat was still dope though.
yeah, the beat wasn't bad at all. It wasn't bad, but this song was dope.
Yeah.
This people like this. I think this song might have been on a soundtrack too, if I'm not mistaken, on something else. But this song was dope. I like this song. Cuban Link kills this, man.
That's what he do. He
He
murdered
kills
it.
this.
Yeah.
Track number 14, we got Capital Punishment, produced by Juggernaut and Trauma of the Infinite Architects. This
That was one of the joints I ain't really like that.
What?
I love this
It
beat.
was
Yo,
hard.
this joint
Hard,
is crazy.
yo.
It was all right, but it wasn't one of my favorites.
Man, this
Nah,
beat,
this
this
is-
beat is like some Andre the Giant,
Yeah.
like larger than life. This beat is
Coming
hard.
out, yo,
I
this
wasn't a
joint
fan of this joint, man.
For real?
Yeah,
Oh,
I wasn't.
man.
It was cool, but
This is the title track. This
Yeah.
joint gotta be
I
hard.
know, I understand,
I thought-
and I'm being real with you. It's I know, I understand, but
I thought this beat was so hard, and I thought he was running this
Yeah,
joint, man. I
yeah.
thought he was running. I
Bars
like
is
this.
there.
I like this joint, man.
And the hook too. I really like the hook.
Yeah.
Capital Punishment.
I thought it could.
Yeah.
I thought it could have. I thought the self-titled track got to come a little harder than that.
I don't
That's
know,
the only
man.
thing
I
that
don't
was
know.
a couple
I'm
of disappointments.
gonna
I had.
strongly disagree.
Yeah, I'm
with
gonna
that
disagree
one,
with you. I
man.
think it's going
Man.
hard, man. Track number 15, we got Uncensored Skit featuring Funk Master Flex. This is like he took this clearly off. This is like part 2 of Biggie from Life After Death.
Yeah.
So it's like the same concept we talking about. He even
That's
say
when everybody would start saying that the big thing and all that. Then he start coming out with the silk shirts. And,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, you remember, because they started saying that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he
Yeah.
just, this man is really
he actually even says
to be
on there. He
Biggie.
says Big gave me some
Yeah.
pointers, but this is the same concept we talking
Said
about.
big up the big.
Yeah, he asked
Yeah.
him about the lady. This is the same concept of Life After Death. The same with the radio.
Yo,
and
Funk Flex kills me when he's laughing, yo. That's
his-
so funny.
His
yo.
laugh is crazy, man. Track number 16, we got "I'm Not a
This is the
Player,"
one. This
produced
is
by
the one.
Minnesota. This was the first single. Woo!
This joint.
And yo, I like this video because they took it like it was so old school.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? The video looked old. You know how the video
Yeah.
you look old, look like it's fog or something.
Yeah.
That fall look.
Yeah, that little Scarface.
Man.
backdrop.
This is
Yeah.
the whole Scarface club scene from the movie.
Yeah.
The Darling Baby classic by the OJs. That sample, man. I remember this video probably the most, man. And I remember Nori and Raekwon and Fat Joe.
They was all in the video.
Juju from the Beat Nuts was in it. The Terror Squad
Yeah.
was in it.
That was a big thing back in the day to have people like featured in your video.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
just to show that like
Niggas
yo,
come
these
fuck
dudes-
with you.
Like
But
yo,
I mean,
they cool.
Even
yo.
to have Raekwon in the video as a cosign, that's a big deal.
That's
man.
when Wu Tang was
But
like
you
at
know
the
he
peak
was
almost.
Yeah.
You
yeah,
got
but you
Raekwon
know
in your video.
it was the the big fella left. So
Yeah.
you know how motherfuckers kind of like choosing sides and not really,
Yeah.
but letting you know like You know
But
what I'm saying?
but
Because
but
it was a lot of speculation behind that when especially when he got the real big Jesus piece and all that. I'm telling you.
But
it was a whole lot.
also Raekwon is real close with Fat Joe.
Fat Joe,
so that
yeah,
was easy.
yeah,
that was
it
an
was
easy
easy,
connect.
yeah.
But this video was like a cosign to me. He was dancing. He was having fun in the video.
But also
too.
with Raekwon, not to cut you off, label mates.
Oh,
They're both on
absolutely.
Loud.
Loud
So it's like
Records,
you
man.
gotta
Yep.
show love to the next
Prodigy's
guy
in,
up.
Prodigy's in the video too. Loud Records.
Another Loud
again.
Records,
Connection. Yeah, absolutely. So this was definitely.
Absolutely.
This is my song.
This is my
right
song
here,
and the
man.
video.
I ain't a player. I just crush a
Crush it,
lot.
yeah.
Or nah, this ain't crush. He said the actual word in this joint. But this video, man, this song was crazy. This is my
joint
my
go.
personal favorite,
Yeah.
man. This joint was hard for real. This definitely. It's definitely like a cosign, man.
Absolutely.
It's
Hell
definitely
yeah.
like
Absolutely.
a cosign. And this was the beginning. This was the street one that got him going.
Yeah.
Then still not a player, just took him to the
Yeah,
max.
just took it from there because
Yeah.
this one came out first.
Yeah, this came out first. This is the first single. And this got me. This got me.
From
From the
rip.
streets
Yeah.
to the radio.
Absolutely, man. This is my joint right here. All right, track number 17. We got Twins, produced by actually Big Pun and Fat Joe was featuring Fat Joe. This is the remake of a classic deep cover, man. You always talk about that song, Freaks, with Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg.
Yep.
Man, they had some balls to try to remake.
They
this
pulled it
one,
off.
right? But they
pulled it off.
off.
They pulled it off real big time.
They pulled it off. Pun has one of the illest verses in rap to me on this song.
Yeah.
Man. Like,
And a little bit of
it's not about the bars. It's how he executed it. How the flow, how he said it.
Not even that. It's the breath control. This
Yes,
dude's
yeah,
huge.
like, how do you say? I can't say it like he says it because I don't have the breath control to say it. But he says, "Dead in the middle of Little Italy, little did we know that we riddled some middlemen who didn't do diddly." But he said it in like one flow. It's so ill. And shout out to Remy Ma.
And the beats drop.
She got
Says
this-
that
because when
too.
she performs, she can actually perform this song,
Yeah.
and that's dope because most people can't even say this. And the beat, I love how the song. It goes up to the lyric and then it fades out.
Yeah,
So
it
it
drops,
just,
Yep.
that one little pocket of that.
Dun,
Dead in the
dun.
middle.
This
of
song
Killed that
is so
joint.
hard. And then what I like about this is Fat Joe is not trying to be Big Pun. So when after Big Pun says that line, then Fat Joe just comes in there. It's slow. He changed the tempo back
Yeah.
up. This song is hard.
this joint
Yeah.
hard.
The video was even harder
Yeah,
too because
they
they
in the-
right in the trenches and
they in the
the muck and the
projects.
projects. And that joint is tough. And it was some features in this video as well.
Snoop is in the video, so
Yeah.
that's a big cosign
Yeah,
right
major
there.
cosign.
West Coast at this
That was
time
putting
was
the stamp
going on.
on.
Yeah.
With this time was going on with the East
Yeah.
Coast, West Coast. Snoop in the video saying,
Well,
"I
Snoop,
approve
but
this."
you know, Snoop was officially down south there on that time. You know what I'm saying? No Limit Boys. You know what I'm
up, Percy?
saying?
Nah, this Twins was
Yeah, this
hard.
joint-
Yeah, this joint was real vicious.
That verse was so
Yeah,
ill.
absolutely.
This put Big Pun up. This verse put Big Pun up in a different light, man.
Absolutely. It's especially bar work because
Yes.
he displayed high level bar work in this
Yes.
song.
Yeah, all right,
For real.
so bar for bar, I gotta ask: you taking Twins or you taking Deep Cover?
Come on, man. I'm going with the original. Man. I'm going with the original because the time of that when that original dropped, man, it was like, like it was crazy, man, because it was that 90s feeling. You know what I'm saying?
What's the
And
movie, the soundtrack,
the movie, the soundtrack,
Lawrence
the
Fishburne.
man.
I'm gonna go with the original because of the feel and everything that was
Yeah, that
behind the
comes
original.
with it.
But if we're just talking about lyrics, I can't go against Pun because nobody is iller than him. But just the whole concept of the song and the feel behind it, I got to go with Dre and Snoop because they kicked off.
They made the
something-
song.
They kicked off something enormous with.
You know what? I'm gonna jump out the window and say this. I don't think no other hip hop song has been recreated better than Deep Cover or Twins.
But it's just that bar.
I ain't mad at that.
It's just that bar.
No, the whole song is
The whole
dope.
song,
Yeah, but I'm just saying it's just that bar that in that chorus that Snoop and Dre perfected that started the whole wave with how we
back and forth.
mentioned the police. Yeah, and it don't stop. But this 187 on an undercover cop. You know what I'm saying? So that used to be it used to become a thing. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it was undercovers. You know what I'm saying? So that was crazy.
What better way to pay homage than
Absolutely,
do a song like
man.
that, man? That's
Big Pun.
And when Remy Ma does that, it's so dope to me, man. How she perfects it. She like it's flawless how she does it, man. That's a dope tribute, man. Man, did in the middle of Little Italy. Little did we know that we riddled some middlemen who didn't do diddly. What? And then they get close to his mouth when he's saying it like that. It's so
got the mouthpiece.
That's one of them verses where every time I hear it, it impresses me. Like, wow, that's impressive, man. I can't say that. So that if I can't do something and I know I can't do it, like it's impressive, man. Woo! Track number 18, The Rain and Sun Interlude, produced by Dead Prez, featuring Dead Prez. This is the first time I actually heard Dead Prez before their album came out. Yeah. And they had Big Pun on there singing. They had Big Pun on there singing.
It was a nice little vibe to it.
Like, man, nah, you can't sing, man. Just go ahead. Go ahead, twin.
Yo, this is one of those songs that I kind of wish Pun rapped over just to hear.
It might have been dope. It might have been dope.
Even if it was just like a minute, just one little couple bars in there.
But they had him singing. It didn't sound bad when he was singing, man. But it was dope, man. It
was the humor.
It definitely was a Dead Prez. If you know anything about Dead Prez, it definitely was their type of sound, though, for sure.
Shout out to Dead Prez on Loud Records once again.
Another Loud Records for sure. All right, track number 19, we got Boomerang, produced by Vic Padilla.
The beat wasn't my favorite, but as usual, he ate this joint.
Yeah.
His bars, his lyrical wordplay is crazy on here. The beat wasn't my favorite though, but this wordplay on here, man. And as I said, man, like when he coming on these tracks like that, he's making his statement.
Lyrical exercise.
Absolutely, man.
I disagree with you. I think the beat is tough to me, man. But lyrical exercise more than anything, man. He talking about jealousy, talking about pressures of life. He talking about trying to make it out to the streets and go legit. But man, the boomerang, man, you trying to get right, but they keep pulling you back to the bad stuff, man. So
let it go, coming right back.
Back, man. So it's dope concept. But it's lyrically, man. He's just different, man. But Pun is so ill that you know how some of our artists we can say line for line. Like Pun's so ill, I only can say like little parts of the rap. I can't say like a lot of his whole like raps because it's just so ill and the way his flow is and the way his cadence is and his breath control to be that big at this time was crazy, man. It was crazy. Track number 20, we got You Came Up, produced by Rockweiler, featuring Noriega.
What? Making it happen. Rapping in the you go platinum. And I think this was before Noriega got words about how he was spelling his name too. And that's why he changed it after this album.
Spelled with an I or something?
Yeah. And you know, Manuel Noriega is spelled that way. Noriega.
Yeah, Nori was definitely hot. Hot. Capone locked up. So Nori is coming with the solo stuff right now, holding it down. So Nori is a good look for him on the hook. But then this is like a coming of age story to me, man. Like he talking about like I wasn't always Big Pun. Like he telling you like
I wasn't always Big Pun.
You know, I came from the gutter. You know what I'm saying? Like I came from nothing. And he also it's a Pac feel in this. He even says la da 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 da. Like, but you can hear the little Pac influence. He's like one line said thug nigga to like you can hear it. Actually, I looked this up and they sample a little bit of Hail Mary in this song, which I don't even really hear, but they sample a little bit of Tupac's Hail Mary.
My favorite part about the song is like I love the horns that they got on there. It feels like a Spanish joint, but they still like you know what I mean.
Yeah, this is definitely a coming of age song. And the video is lighthearted too. He's playing like an agent, like a secret agent in the video.
James Bond type shit.
This is the third single officially. This is the third single. So it was dope, man. Track number 21, Tres Leches. I don't know. I'm not Spanish, so forgive me, my Spanish brothers and sisters, if I pronounce that wrong. But it's Tres Leches, Tri-Borough Trilogy.
Tres Leche.
Leche. That's probably right, man. Produced by RZA, featuring his Loud record mates, Prodigy and Inspector Deck.
It means Tri-Borough Trilogy.
Yeah.
Yep. this was one of my go-tos on the album, especially with Prodigy starting that joint off.
Got the Rakim sample.
Yeah, Inspector Deck going in. This was my joint, man, for real.
Remember Pun, the one you got the freestyle from?
This was one of my joints, man.
Remember
Probably
that?
one of my favorites
I told
on the
y'all
album.
protect your neck.
What he say? He said that he stole the moon and blew out the sun, something like that. Like he said some crazy shit. Pun is nice,
Pun was
man.
come on, man.
And Prodigy and Inspector Deck was both. That's why it's crazy, man. Because it's like Inspector Deck had this look, and it was like,
absolutely.
Why ain't he get
They
thrown
knew
in the
it.
alley, man?
It was like everybody else knew it,
He was
except for the public.
He was killing all the features, man. I don't know why Deck ain't get that light that he deserved, because he was bodying everything.
Yeah.
Pun throwing Inspector Deck is no coincidence. Like, people was throwing Inspector Deck on these songs and he's killing it. And he was on Loud Records. Prodigy's hot. Big Pun is hot. Why they wait till so late to throw Deck out there, man?
Yo, not to get too sidetracked, but how come RZA didn't play this during his verses with DJ Premier? That'd have been dope.
He got some hits.
RZA got some joints, but this is one of them. I'm like,
but
man.
I definitely thought this song was dope.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah. I gave you fair warning. Beware.
Yeah.
This is dope, man. And RZA don't do a lot of production outside of the Woo. So that's all. I think really the only albums I can really remember at this time that he did was the song on Life After Death and this. Outside of like Woo, he didn't do a lot of
at
outside.
that time, nah.
So you really
Absolutely
got. So
not.
he really got to respect you. And then and he did Life After Death and they dissing him, but that's another thing. But track number 22, we got Charlie Rock, Shout Skit. Now, interesting, man. I just happened to be on Big Pun's page. I believe his wife runs it, man. It's like his fan page. It's called the Official Big Pun, but I believe his wife runs it. But she just put up a post not too long ago saying, thinking Charlie Rock LD, who Big Pun's talking about on the song, he just passed away.
Yeah.
And she was thanking him for all his support and love for Pun over the years. And for Pun to even do this skit, show how Pun felt about him. He was locked up at the time when this album came out, but he been released since then, but he just passed away. And his wife was thinking, I believe that's his wife that runs the page, was thanking Charlie Rock LD for all his love and support. And
Nas
Pun
gave
over
him
the
love too.
Or Charlie Rock LD?
Yeah. Nas gave him love
so
too.
he definitely is respected. And he said this song was a tribute to him. The next song, which goes into track 23, Fast Money, produced by Danny O and EQ. And this is a storytelling joint about a money heist, man.
Yeah,
like a bank robbery
Yeah.
heist, man. Him and Cuban Links, man. They had to go out and shoot. They went on a shootout, man, to get away. It was
Yeah,
dope.
Fat Joe.
That's what made
things.
things difficult because him and Cuban Link was, you know what I'm
already
saying?
tight.
That was like his little C's, man.
Yeah.
That was his little man. That was his guy. But Pun, Fat Joe wasn't in their original clique.
Yeah.
Their original clique was Pun, Cuban Link, and Triple Six. They actually they was part of another name, I forget. They actually say it on one of the songs on this album. But then they came to Fat Joe, so then became Under the Terror Squad. But Cuban Link is really Pun's man, though. That was really his like little C. That's all I can compare it to like Biggie and Little C's. Like that was his guy, man.
But we all know Cuban Link will out rap Little C's.
Yeah, well, Little C's wasn't a rapper.
Well, he ain't
either.
write his own rhymes.
Yeah, he ain't write his own rhymes. But I like Cuban Link. So this song was alright. It was a storytelling joint. It was cool. And that leads to the last track number 24, Parental Discretion, produced by Showbiz, some DITC.
I love this beat, man.
Yeah, this beat was
featuring
dope.
Busta
It was
Rhymes.
deep.
Get out, parental discretion advised.
Little kid, cover your eye. Yeah.
It's a dope message because it's saying like, yo, like we can't raise your kids. You gotta
You gotta get out here and do
parents.
what's
You
right.
gotta raise your kids,
And that's what's wrong right now in the world. For real. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of kids raising kids.
Yeah, we can't raise your kids. Don't let our music raise your kids. You gotta raise your kids.
Put your kids to bed.
Right.
yourself. Don't let me do it. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
man. So there we go, man. Capital Punishment was a critical and commercial success upon release. It became the first solo Latin record to go platinum, man. Capital Punishment peaked at number 5 on the Billboard 200 charts and number 1 on the top R&B charts for 2 weeks. It was nominated for the Best Rap Album at the 1999 Grammy Awards, but lost to Jay-Z's Volume 2 Hard Knock Life, but it was nominated. That's why
That's dope.
That's why on the other song he was like
Almost came home
on
with
a
the
Grammy.
Grammy.
Yeah. Next year we're going home to my family. That's what led to that line. But man, Capital Punishment, Big Pun's debut. What was the impact of this album to you?
It was a huge impact. I mean, just for Puerto Ricans in general, like, yo, you've been a part of this whole hip hop thing with us from the start.
Yeah.
And this is like,
Big part.
I mean, no disrespect to Fat Joe, but it's like, this is, you know what I'm saying, really putting it out there to the masses. Like, yo, us.
He brought us to their world.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he already been in our world, so he's bringing them their world
Yeah.
in our form. If it makes sense to me, that's how I look at it. But you know
He's
what I'm saying?
growing the culture, too.
Yeah, because he's part of the culture, and their people are part of our culture.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, man, Big Pun, man, he's like, you know, he was putting his foot down with his stamp with his album. Was it some of his best work? He only had 2, so you got to give it yes.
Yeah,
that is his best work. You know what I'm saying? And I loved the album at the time because the memories of the album when I used to listen to it, you know, is more than anything. You know what I'm saying? And then he got some good songs on here. You know what I'm saying? He got a little bit of everything for you, but more importantly, he has a hip hop smash on here that's going to play, and your grandmom
forever
is going to dance. She's going to bob her head.
What'd you think, Carl?
Nah, this is big, man. Big Pun, I agree with all of y'all. Big Pun, like, it's definitely been Puerto Rican, Spanish rappers before him that we respected and loved.
DJs, graffiti,
all that. Break dancers,
dancing,
everything.
yeah.
But the level that he took it to was different. Even people loved Fat Joe, but Fat Joe was more of the streets. It was, you know, his rapping was cool, but it was more like they just knew Fat Joe got down like that. But when Big Pun came out, he took the whole Latino, Puerto Rican, Spanish, whatever you want to say.
Put him on his back.
He took it to the masses in a way that we haven't seen before.
He crossed over.
But he did it in a way where the core hip hop fans, it wasn't like veering too far off. It was like, okay, I'm gonna take you to the Spanish world,
still kept it
but I'm still one of y'all. I'm still one of y'all too. Like I'm a nigga. But I live in the same places as y'all. We love hip hop. We got a little different twist to it. We got a whole we got our own different language. Let me throw a little bit of that language in there, and with the English too. And this the sound, it just hit, man.
And then when them parts come on, we know it.
Yeah,
you know
like, we singing along like we know.
Don't
You know
what
what
he's
I'm
saying.
saying?
We just know how to.
Like
you know
for
what I'm
him to
saying?
be the first solo Latin to go platinum, like that's a big deal.
And it wasn't like no sellout shit either.
No,
It was like, yo, this dude got bars.
like they know Big Pun will bite your head off. Like you heard him on that song with Black Thought. Like
a lot
Big
of people
Pun,
knew that.
Big Pun was a problem, man.
A lot of people knew that.
So how would y'all describe the sound of Capital Punishment?
It was well like played right, man. And like you say, he showed his humor with, you know, his funny side, you know what I'm saying, and then also showing like his inner, you know, hood look, you know what I'm saying, starting from the intro because when I think of Freshman, I just think of the rural, you know, neighborhoods, man, across the world, man, the ghettos, man, and because that was just one of them movies, man. That was one of them go-to movies, man, and he just played this thing all the way out, but he also let you know that he a player, man. I ain't a player, but I crush a lot. You know what I'm saying? I ain't a player, but I fuck a lot. You know what I'm saying? And he was real, man. And he also showed you his older side as well by even bringing the OJs on there. In the video and all.
Shows his soul.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, this sound, it was hip hop. It was hard because some of the beats is hard on here.
Then he gave respect. He gave respect to those, you know what I'm saying? He gave respect to the West Coast by doing the deep cover, him and Twins, you know what I'm saying? He gave respect to Pac by saying some of Pac lyrics in his.
He gave respect to Biggie.
He gave respect to Biggie. You know what I'm saying?
He gave respect to, like, you could tell he was really a hip hop hit. He got RZA on his album, a beat from RZA. He got Prodigy. He got Inspector Deck. Like, he really is a child of the game, man. Like, he really is like a hip hop hit. You could tell from the way the production, Domingo, Showbiz, he got Black Thought feature. You could tell, like, Hot 97, Funk Master Flex.
Yeah.
Black Thought was there.
Miss Jones.
He was there. We do know that.
Him and Nori was very close.
Yeah.
Busta Rhymes, like these is like big names
Busta
to have
Rhymes, that's
on your date. Wyclef,
Whether we know like the song or not.
to have this on your debut album, that's a big deal. But I think overall, the sound, this was hip hop.
Yeah.
But it was hip hop. It was also hip hop where he had the ear to know, like, I get this. This still not a player. I'm out of here.
But him being a fan.
Yeah, so I could take it commercially too, almost exactly like Freaks was talking about, almost exactly the big format, pretty much. The big format,
And-
the big format in a Spanish way.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I'm a big dude gonna make the ladies love me, but I got bars too.
Yeah.
Biggie format with a Spanish guy.
Absolutely.
And it worked.
That's what gave that comparison. It was like, oh, he trying to be Spanish Biggie. You know what I'm saying? That's what gave it. But he was just a big guy, and he was still being him.
Right.
I
You know what I'm
don't
saying?
like honestly, like I never looked at Pun as like a Spanish Biggie at all.
Well, you know, every man,
I
you
mean,
know,
that's just
people.
me.
It's a
Yeah.
lot of people hurt, Sean.
Oh,
You gotta realize it's a
People
lot of
still
people hurt.
mourning.
A lot of
Yeah.
Biggie fans, more Biggie fans than Big Pun fans, which we know.
Yeah.
You know
whenever
what I'm
you
saying?
big and you a lyricist, you're gonna get thrown. In the big-
Absolutely,
you gonna get
man.
automatically
They had Gorilla. What's his name?
Gorilla Black.
Gorilla Black. You had Shine. One moment, Shine sounds like him. It was just a whole bunch of everything. You know what I'm saying?
Big Pun was more respected.
Yeah, Big Pun was just overall more respected
Yeah.
overall as a whole. So nobody would come at him in that lane. I think would say nothing to him like that, and I'm pretty sure he would accept it because he fucked with Big.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah,
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
And Fat Joe and Big was cool. So I'm sure
Yeah.
Big Pun met Biggie
Yeah.
on some account. I don't know how close they were, but I know Big Pun and Big Biggie and Fat Joe was cool.
They had to cross paths.
Yeah. So what did this album do for Big Pun's reputation as an MC?
Oh yeah, it definitely put people on guard. Let you know that he can go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it definitely.
Pun coming on tracks, assassinating it from the rip,
Yeah.
going for the juggler.
He was scary.
Yes, he was.
As an MC, he get on your track, he's scary because, like you said, his flow, the fast rapping without, like that was everybody can't do that. So he has his own. He has his own niche as an MC.
Yeah.
That like
I agree.
regular dudes can't flow like that. Spit all them rapid fire words in one sentence and without, and then to be big to do that, like to be a big guy, that was ill, man.
I mean, to me, like his test of just showing how nice he can be, like John Blaze. You got Nas, Raekwon, Jadakiss, Fat Joe, and Pun, and it's almost like which verse do you think stood out the most? I think a lot of people would say Pun or Nas,
because
just the
he
way-
had
that's
he had that humorous way, but powerful of implementing himself in the track to let you know he was there.
yeah.
Even if I stuttered, I would still shit on you. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit is crazy.
That is.
Yeah, man. Pun was a problem as an MC. Right from the beginning, he was well respected. And like Freaks was saying earlier, a lot of people in the industry knew about him. They knew he was
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah.
But then when the masses heard him, they're like, yo, but a
nigga
lot of
nice.
his peers knew that he was nice, man.
Yup,
and
they knew it.
they knew he was on the way. So as an MC, he was a problem.
Yeah.
For real. What did the success of this album do for the Spanish community?
Oh man, it turned it up.
Yeah.
Turned it up. It turned it up. It made it, you know what I'm saying? It took it to another level. Took it to another level, man. I'm telling you. Cause now, like we got somebody that can got somebody that representing us.
That's our guy.
You know what I'm saying? That real hip hop.
Yeah, like you
Because
hear
everybody
Pun?
else is reggaeton and whatever the case may be. We got our real hip hop guy, and y'all know he nice.
Did you just shimmy when you said that?
What?
You said reggaeton.
Yeah, the reggaeton. reggaeton.
Nah, but
Come here,
yo,
mommy.
yeah.
Burritos.
Nah, but I mean, Pun definitely opens the door for a lot of dope Puerto Rican rappers, Spanish rappers. Like without Pun, I feel like it wouldn't be no Joel Ortiz, wouldn't be a Terminology. Absolutely. You know what I mean? DJs like Tony Touch, like these guys, you know what I'm saying? Like just pushing the culture forward and still keeping it, you know what I mean, true to them.
Yeah, Big Pun. This is big for the, like you said, they got somebody they could really like back and believe. And then
Yeah.
when they do them Spanish parades in New York, it was like, you know,
Yeah.
Pun's our guy.
Yeah.
Man. Like he
Yeah.
had his own float at them joints.
Yeah.
Like Pun was like the man. They loved him. The Spanish community really embraced him, especially the Spanish New York community.
Yeah.
They really backed Pun. Like, yeah, hip hop. We got
Yeah.
we love hip hop already, but now we got our guy.
Yeah,
Like,
We got our
this is
one.
yeah, he can really
Yeah.
represent and tell you how we was coming. So that was dope, man.
And
That-
the thing was, like, Pun, he's actually like legit. It's not like some
he definitely
gimmicky
respected.
Nah.
rapper. It's like, yo,
Yeah.
like everybody.
That's what made it
except
more
him.
scary.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. So what did this album do for the Terror Squad as a crew?
Man, it made them dangerous. You start hearing about Terror Squad more.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That
You
glamour
know what I'm
life,
saying?
that glamour life was like, yo,
Yeah.
it made you actually anticipate, like,
Yeah.
oh man, let what's the Terror
Who they
Squad?
got? Yeah,
Because
yeah.
Cuban Link,
Cuban
like
Link,
he
yeah.
like, yo, I'm gonna, you know, Fat Joe already had a name for himself. But it's like, oh, this is a crew. Like it made you like anticipate the Terror Squad, man. He really set them. This album really set up the Terror Squad more than anybody.
Oh, yeah.
Big.
For what's
So it was
next.
like, it's like, yo, we got our ace right now. We got
Yeah,
got our star. Fat Joe, like, I'm a boss. I'm gonna play my position. Then we got these young dudes, Cuban Link, all these other dudes.
Cuban Link was a problem, though, man.
was dope.
Cuban Link was a problem. I think, yo, on some real shit, yo, I put like Cuban Link over some of them guys that was coming up with him, because they could rap, but it was moreover the person that was up there with him, that's up there was their big homies or their mans. But Cuban Link could go, like, out of a lot of people, he can go, like, he really could rap. Niggas couldn't fuck with him like that.
Sometimes just being in Pun's shadow, though.
Yeah,
Pun just being so ill.
yeah.
But
But
Cuban Link
everything he
dope.
was on, he was killing that shit.
But I honestly, that's why I was actually disappointed when their album came out, because I was all on board. Like I was ready for Terror Squad. I thought they had it, and then they dropped they group album, and that joint was a dud. I'm like, damn,
And
man.
on top of that, but then they bring in Remy Ma.
Yeah.
that's
And
like-
no, not they brought in Brittany. Big Pun
Pun,
actually
yeah,
brought in
Pun,
Brittany,
yeah.
not Fat Joe. Fat Joe and her is cool now, but Big Pun brought Remy Ma. Remy Ma was his artist, actually. She switched over to Fat Joe when he passed away, but that was originally Big Pun's artist. He found her in the projects. He the one who believed in her. And look what she is now, man.
Absolutely. She
And
on a
that's
different
all-
level.
Yeah, that's all because of Big Pun. So
Yeah.
so he was everything for Terror Squad. Like Big Pun was everything, and that kind of explains why when he passed away, he pretty much
Things kind of just
the rapping movement of
dissolved.
Terror Squad
Yeah.
was a rap. You know, Fat Joe kept it moving in other ways, but as far as like a crew, a rap crew, it was with Big Pun.
And I
man.
think Remy took a page out of his book as far as making sure you got them verses. Because
Absolutely.
Remy got them verses.
Yeah.
Like, she don't sometimes get mentioned with the females, the higher females, but she got them verses that's hotter than a lot of females that you may put
Absolutely.
above her verses. You know what I'm saying? She got them verses and she's on them songs. And she can go.
she's better
You know
than a
what
lot
I'm
of
saying?
these guys too.
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? That the A&R might not be too good in some of her albums, but her bars has always been good. You know what I'm
You
saying?
know what's crazy about Remy Ma is she only had one album. Like,
Yeah,
and the crazy thing
yeah.
is she's making a lot of money right now. And
Yeah,
you don't-
outside of
and
rap.
you don't normally see that from somebody
Yeah.
that dropped one album that didn't even go platinum or nothing,
Yeah.
and she's getting all kind of bags. So I respect her for that.
And she
still-
deserved
and
it.
She
She stood tall too.
Yeah, she did.
She stood
did.
tall. Anybody that stand tall don't and respect the
She
code,
created
man.
a
I love
lane
it.
where she getting a lot of bags, and she don't even got like no big selling album, and I respect what she doing, man. What's your favorite song on Capital Punishment?
Oh man, it gotta be Still Not a Player, man. Because nothing make me move like that. You know what I'm saying?
Still Not a Player is great, but I'm gonna take it to the original one. I'm gonna go with I'm Not a Player.
I'm Not a Player,
is my
yeah.
joint, man.
Yeah.
That's my
Still
joint.
Not a Player, man.
about
But,
you, Sean?
Man, that Beware is crazy though, man.
Beware is crazy.
I like those B cuts, so I'm gonna go with. I like Beware a lot. I like Parental Discretion. with
I
Busta
like that
Rhymes.
glamour
I
life though, man.
Glamour Life's dope.
I like that glamour
Life.
life.
I like. I really like The Rain in the Sun. That skit. I really like. I
Interlude,
really
Sean,
wish he.
come on,
I really like that joint, man. That joint was dope.
So like, you should have rapped over.
He should have.
Yeah, he should have.
And where do you have this ranked in Big Pun's discography?
Oh, this
Oh,
definitely
best
number
album.
one. It's the best
It
album.
ain't even close. His follow up, which he did record when he was alive,
Yeah,
even though
but
it
he
came out
wasn't-
bad.
he wasn't alive, yeah.
It was different. I don't know if he was so too big.
Then they did Yeah Baby and all that. They
Yeah,
just started.
I don't know if
That
he
was the second one, yeah,
yeah,
baby.
second one. Yeah, I don't know if he was just so big that it changed his lyrically,
Yeah.
but it just wasn't the same to me, man. I don't know if he was just too big. I'm gonna go Capital Punishment.
He had some joints on there though.
It ain't even close, but it ain't even
He had some
close.
joints on there.
It ain't close, Sean.
Yeah, but it ain't close.
It ain't close, but I'm saying like he had a couple joints.
He had a
on
couple
there.
joints, but it was a drop off to me. As a fan, it was a drop off to me.
I agree.
man. But I don't know. I can't get jiggy with it. But it's not whack though. And Freaks, this is your portion of the show. Has any album came out in the last 25 years that remind you of Big Pun's Capital Punishment?
Oh, as far as Dark coming on, there was some bars, but not as on the flow of puns. But I say like overall album, and it's kind of long too, and it had a couple interludes on there. I'm gonna say From a King to a God, Conway.
Wow, I didn't see that coming at all.
Yeah,
I
I think
ain't
like
picked
the darkness of both of them albums is kind of dope, and Conway got some joints on there, and this got some joints on there. It kind of they both kind of got like that sound a little bit.
Wow. Okay. I didn't expect that one.
Yeah.
I really didn't have nothing, but then something just came to me, man. I'm gonna say not a lot, but I'm gonna say Noriega's second album, Melvin Flint, the
Melvin
Hustler.
Flint?
Not the first one, because the second one is where he started trying to get the hit singles, and
Yeah.
I think that kind of is similar to Big Pun. But I don't got no other album. That's the closest album I could say, Melvin Flint, the Hustler. But I think
Which is really not one of his good albums.
Nah, but it's kind of
it's kinda sturdy.
He's trying to be
yeah.
in that lane. He's trying to be the commercial with the rapping, but he's just not as a rapper. He's just not
Yeah.
on Big Pun's level. But I don't think Fat Joe had albums where he had hit singles, but he don't got the bar songs like that to match Big Pun. And then I think people like Joel Ortiz and Terminology is dope. They just don't got the albums that hit like Big Pun. They can rap their ass off, but they don't got the bars. But I think they definitely Joel Ortiz, PD Crack, Terminology definitely got some of Big Pun in there. They just don't got the bodies of work.
Word.
Anything, Sean?
As far as reminding, I think this is like a one of a kind.
It really is, because he got such a different lane. Man.
It's so different. Like it's not super dark, but it's not. But it's like it shows hints of his personality, little jokes here and there, packing the back in the back of the act. Like it's funny,
Right.
but it's still like I don't know. This is like one of a kind.
It definitely had his own lane, and that's what made Pun so special. He had his own lane, man. Well, all right, man. The 25-year anniversary of Big Punisher's debut album, Capital Punishment. Man, what's your legacy of this album, man? 25 years. These 25-year episodes is
Just
crazy,
a great
man.
Big Pun introduction, man. Solid album, solid, situation for the Terror Squad introduction. This was a solid album, man.
One of the dopest hip hop debut albums ever. Throw it out there.
The best hip-hop album from a Spanish Puerto Rican rapper.
Absolutely.
Not even close.
Absolutely.
The best album. The legacy. I was in high school.
Oh, I don't know, man.
What?
You like this better than Don Cartagena?
Yes. But
Nah,
Don
this
Cartagena,
ain't better than Don Cartagena.
Cartagena is hard.
Adios to
Don
mañana.
Cartagena is hard. But
Don Cartagena, the hottest shit.
Nah, he can't rap like that. He can't rap like that.
Man, Don Cartagena is a full album, man. It's a full classic album.
We're going to get to that later this year, but I like Don Cartagena. But at the end of the day, he can't rap like Big Pun.
Yeah, we know that.
And Big
but
Pun,
the songs is better on Don Cartagena.
And a lot of the reason why Don Cartagena is so good is
It's because of Big Pun. But
It's
we got to
because
go
of
with
Big Pun.
it. But it's Fat Joe album. So you got Fat Joe's on his album. He's on Fat Joe album.
But I'm personally I'll take Capital Punishment over.
Not me.
Cartagena, man.
Not me.
I think this is the best Latino, Spanish,
Not me.
Puerto Rican.
He have a
album
strong.
ever.
He have one of the strongest, two of the strongest hits on this album. Do Don Cartagena have that? No, but I think Don Cartagena is the most overall packed with flavor on the album, and it's packing more flavor than this album.
Don Cartagena is hard, and it's a classic to me. But I can't take.
Well, we put it out there to the people. See what they
I
think.
can't.
I might have to go revisit that.
I can't take it.
Do
on.
that real fast, please, because Don Cartagena is a
I'll check it
classic.
out.
I can't do that. All right, so is Capital Punishment a classic? We didn't even say that. Is Capital Punishment
It's a good.
classic?
It's a good album. It's
a good
a
album.
great album. It's a great album at a time period in my life which makes it a classic.
Here you go, man.
Man, I'm just being real with you, dog.
I gotta get this due to the time. Due to the time.
Yeah,
times.
we gonna put that up too. Don't show
This
that.
album is a classic, man. I'm gonna go with this album's a classic. Like this
Definitely a
album, he has his own lane, and I'm stand by what I said about. I love Don Cartagena, but this album to me is the best album from a Spanish rapper. It's
I gotta be a Spanish. Let's just be a rapper.
Puerto Rican. Well, then I can't say it's the best of
Bilingual.
any rapper.
Bilingual rapper.
I don't know because it's so touchy with the word, and I don't know if it's Puerto Rican, Spanish, Latino, whatever one y'all want to say. I think this is the best.
You about to get us canceled?
Yeah. I don't want no problems. I love my Latino brothers and sisters, man. I don't
man.
want no problems. Boricua, all that, man. All that, man. Papi, mami, all that. I love all y'all, man.
You reaching now. The only words.
But
you
yeah, this album, man, this album is a classic. Big Pun, he put a stamp on the game, man. Loud Records, everybody supported him. Shout out to Fat Joe, because without Fat Joe, this album wouldn't be possible.
Yeah.
He gave him a lane, and he backed him, and he supported Big Pun to the fullest.
shout out to Charlie Rock LD.
And shout out to Charlie Rock LD, and man, they let him shine, man. And Big Pun did his thing. He killed it, man.
Yes, he did.
He killed it.
Murdered it.
25-year anniversary, happy anniversary, Big
Capital
Pun.
Punishment.
Rest in peace to Big Pun. Happy anniversary to Capital Punishment on his 25th anniversary. Shout out to Terror Squad, man. Shout out to Loud Records, man. Shout out to Fat Joe. Shout out to Miss Jones, Wyclef, Dead Prez, Nori, Big Pun, Funkmaster Flex,
Busta Rhymes.
Joe, Busta Rhymes, everybody that was a part of it. The whole Terror Squad, man. Cuban Link, Triple Sage, Armageddon, Prospect. Black Thought was on here
Armageddon was
also.
my guy.
Yeah, man. But Armageddon was getting a lot of push at one point too, man. He never came out.
Yeah.
But man, shout out to rest in peace to Big Pun. Shout out to his son. Shout out to his wife.
His son can
Everybody.
rap, yo.
Yeah, his son can rap for sure. He got the bug, man. But yo, if you haven't heard Big Pun, Capital Punishment, man, you young, go check this album out, man. You might see where a lot of stuff you hear comes from, man. A lot of different people's flows and influences. You might hear some of it in Capital Punishment, bro. Anything else y'all want to say, man, about Capital Punishment?
Big Pun, one of the best to ever do it, man. Pun was that guy.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Still not a player.
Still
Yeah.
not a player. Massive hit, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Big Pun is just a monster with the wordplay. Let's just get that out the way, man, before we end this thing.
Yeah.
Big Pun is a monster with the wordplay.
That's why he's in the Concert Crew Hall of
Yeah,
Fame.
absolutely. Top 50 rapper.
Absolutely.
Easy.
Top 50, easy.
And people did not want to get on the track with Big Pun.
Absolutely not.
Happy anniversary.
Because even if I stuttered, I would still shit on you. Shit.
Happy 25th anniversary, Big Pun, Capital Punishment, man.
Yep.
Concert Crew Podcast. Y'all know the vibes, man. Make sure y'all go download,
follow,
subscribe.
subscribe.
We on all digital platforms. Make sure y'all go to our YouTube
that button,
page,
man. Hit that
Make sure
button.
y'all
Yeah.
YouTube page. Subscribe, man.
It's all love.
You know, man, we here. We ain't going nowhere. You know, as always, man. Long live
Tez,
Tez,
baby.
man.
That's my guy.
We gonna continue to march forth.
What's up with the what's up?
We're going to continue to march forth, man. We love you, Tez.
baby.
Man, Concert Crew Podcast. Yo, we here. We ain't going nowhere. Big Pun, happy 25th anniversary.
Yep.
Yo, Pito, hit us with the fader. We out.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes.